Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. Let's do an audio check because I just got done fixing my Focusrite and I don't know if it's working. So let me know if you guys can hear me and then we can start this. And that's my chair. And it is raining. Actually, let me take that back. It is snowing in Pennsylvania right now. Um, pretty shitty, actually. I took the car out and I was like, oh, this is a good opportunity to maybe take traction control off, have a little bit of fun. But yeah, so let me know if you guys can hear me. Let me pull up the other chat so I can see it. Oh, okay, I see something there. Pop out chat, possibly. Good. Andrea's here. What's up, homie? Hey, Andrea, I just sent you a text, and you should read it and message me back because it's pretty funny. Anyways, guys. All right, let me get going here. I'm going to get distracted. All right, so you can hear me. Good. Okay, so welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you guys being here. We're going to do this for about 25, 30 minutes. I have other things I got to get done tonight. But with that said, before we get started, I'm going to, I guess we can talk about this. I am going to be doing a video tomorrow on this, but I wanted to share with you guys today. So let me go ahead and click that out. So if you've been following me on social media for a while on Instagram and all that kind of stuff, you guys know that I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and there is an upcoming it's an event coming up in May. Let me go to the main screen here so you guys can see it. But anyway, so it's called Tap Cancer Out BJJ Open 2022. And it's on May 14th in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, so this would be my first time attending this event. And basically, I started the fundraiser yesterday, and as you can see here, I kind of made it fish of heck so you guys can find me a little bit easier. But I did put a link in the description. So basically, my goal is to raise $1,000. I'm going to fight either way, regardless if I make no money on this. Raise money. I'm not making any money. It goes directly to the fundraiser. But I am going to, I set a goal of $1,000, and I'm going to mention it kind of a few times between now and the 14th. So if you want to donate anything, even $1, doesn't matter. I figure if everybody who watches this donates $1 between now and then, we should have enough. We should have enough to get to our goal. But anyways, so this is for cancer research. And it's more specifically children with cancer. Okay. And so you guys know that I have 4 boys. Obviously, I love children. Okay, let me rephrase. I like the process of making children. I just end up getting 4 kids in the process of that. But either way, I love my children. Just sum that up. Anyways, so with that said, this is a charity that is going to be your donations will go towards cancer research for children, and I get to beat people up or get beat up in the process. So it's a win-win for everybody, including myself, even if I do lose, because it's a good thing. And so shout out to everybody who did donate up to this point. If you do end up donating, feel free to come to the page and leave a comment and say what's up or whatever. And again, the link of that is in the description. So with that said, let's go ahead and close this out. And let me pull up my little video here. Maybe. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Anyways, okay. Andrea here. Everybody's here. Good. All right. So yeah, I think that's it for announcements. I talked about how crappy the weather was. I gave you guys the spiel on that. And video wise this week, we are doing an update on the 300. Somebody asked, I don't know who it was, but they asked to kind of go over everything that happened when I initially reset the 300, the mini cycle, things that I did to prevent it from having issues, and kind of everything I've done up to that point. That video will be done tomorrow. I will also probably do the official video for the Tap Cancer Out. I'll probably get that up as well. So either way, there's a few videos coming out this week. So let me know what you guys think. And I will be doing Q&As. If you guys want me in front of the camera, I can do the Q&As, or I can do them here on voiceover. Either way, I don't care. I mean, my hair's the same. You can either see me with black eyes and busted face and kind of bloated right now. Not going to lie, but I got to get ready for these fights. So anyway, let's get back on topic here. Is there anything going on? Let me get over here. The other chat is closed. Yeah, Andrea. That's real, by the way. That's real. Kind of interesting. Good evening. What's up, guys? What's up? Can't make it up. Yeah. Caleb, what's up? Hey, Caleb, I started your order, by the way. We had some issues, and anybody who got 3D printing, I had some delays on getting filament. Just with the world falling apart, it's per the course at the moment. But I ordered some stuff today, and it'll be here within 2 days, so I could finally kind of get some stuff going back on there. Is it just me, or is the background video frozen? Like it looks like it's frozen. Let me remove that. and try that again. Why is it frozen? Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. All right, we're good. But yeah, so Caleb, that reminded your name reminded me of that because your order just started getting printed. So yeah. Oh yeah. You guys don't. I know that. Listen, I understand life is really difficult right now. I mean, my church the other day, they did like 200 or $250 250 gift cards for gas at Sheets. I don't know. It was local. You guys probably saw it on the news if you were local, but they just did that. And trust me, the stories that came from that, people are struggling. So with that said, you don't have to donate, but if you want to donate something, even $1 is fine. You can do it through PayPal. You can put whatever amount you want. All that stuff goes directly to the charity. None of it comes to me. None of that stuff. And I'll be donating my own as well throughout the month. Whatever extra I have, I'll throw that way. But yeah, so whatever you want to do, it's fine. No pressure on that. I understand. We all have a lot of stuff going on. Everybody's struggling right now, but I do appreciate it either way. So thoughts on NO3 and PO4 X by Red Sea, no pox as compared to vodka dosing. Okay, so I talked about this before. When it comes to dosing, what about the Trident holder? I'm gonna make that, Caleb. I promise. I'll come back to that. Let me. One second. Let me fix this. Let me just get this out before I forget. All right, cool. All right, so when it comes to no pox, I've talked about this in previous videos. I'm not a fan of using chemicals to bring nitrates and phosphates down, mainly because a lot of people, and I'm not saying you're going to do this, but the majority of people tend to overdose this stuff because they're looking to get results relatively quickly. The issue with that is if you drop your NO3 and your PO4 too quickly, you will kill your tank or you will piss it off severely. So listen, if you just have a soft coral tank or some LPS and nothing crazy in there and you want to try no pox and give it a shot to try to bring that stuff down, go ahead. But if you're rocking SPS that you actually like, you need to be very, very careful because they're already sensitive to those fluctuations in general. And I'm sorry, my chair is squeaking. But with that said, I would recommend a different route, as in figure out where those extra nutrients are coming from. Again, we talked about this before. Are you feeding too much? You're not doing enough water changes. You got too many fish. You don't have enough biomedia, as in rock and all that kind of stuff. Are you getting sources of excess nutrients from other places? That's where you got to figure out, because you could dose this stuff to your blue in the face, but if you're not fixing the underlying issue, it's never going to go away. And you're just going to be wasting your money, causing fluctuations and pissing off the tank. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that stuff, but it does work. I've seen it work. Would I recommend it? No, I wouldn't. I would not. All right. What's happening, buddy? Not much, man. Just living life, trying to get my coral to grow out again. Just started the 300 over, which is really weird. It's like having a kid, like another one. You're like, oh man, we got to start this shit over again. That's what it feels like. But yeah, I mean, life is as good as it's gonna get right now. But gotta have faith, man. Everything happens for a reason. Every person in your life or not in your life is for a reason. And, you just kind of got to keep your head up, man. Started serving at church more, which is nice. I started doing that, I'm fighting more. I'm doing some extra stuff outside of the gym fighting wise, which I'm enjoying. And, yeah, just, I did realize when I took some time off for a couple weeks because I hurt myself and I had to force myself to stop BJJ, that life sucks without doing that, because I don't have an outlet and I don't have, like, I wasn't sleeping right again. It's just so weird. But now I'm just too exhausted to do anything else. So it comes naturally at this point. But yeah. So what about the Trident holder? Yes, Caleb, I will make that. Speaking of Tridents, has anybody ever had an issue? And I've reset this thing. So it keeps saying that I can't get sample water. I've reset it. I've shut it down. I started it back up. I've restarted it several times. I've cleaned the tube many times. I've made sure it wasn't clogged. It fills up the chamber of water. It drains, it fills it, drains it, fills it, drains it. But it still gives me the warning saying that it does not have sample water. Has anybody had that problem? Because I haven't been able to test with my Trident for like 2 days and I can't figure out what else to do. Yeah. Yep. Mhm. Let's see here. Let's go down. Okay. Getting this triple time watching, chilling. Yeah. Appreciate you being here, man. I know we're kind of slow down. I mean, listen, I don't keep these notifications out too much. I know my live streams aren't, a lot of people don't like the fact that I go off the rails on a bunch of different topics, but I like to think of the live stream as more of a let's chill and talk about what we want to talk about. Try to keep it saltwater related, but it just kind of just want it to be just, mellow, man. I don't want to be, crammed in with a million different questions on the same topic, does recirculating skimmer affect the skimmer performance? No. Well, it doesn't affect the performance, but it does cause. So listen, when you're recirculating the air, you're gonna have a different pressure inside as if you were pulling air from just outside. So one thing that I noticed with my Nios is when I connected a tube to it and then was pulling air from outside, I end up having the bubbles went down in the reactor, so I had to adjust it. Okay, because of course it takes force to pull that air through, so you're not getting as much in. But with that said, you have a similar situation when you make it a recirculating. You just need to adjust the dial there to get your bubbles back where it is. But it's still performing. You're still getting it's still performing as it should. You still got the air in there. It's being recirculated and being scrubbed during the process. And I'll tell you right now, man, I've sold thousands of those CO2 rings, thousands of them. Okay. It's my number one selling thing for over the last year. Right. So, and I've had maybe 2 or 3 issues with them, with people with it pulling in skimmate, usually because their bubbles are too high, or one time it shrunk, which I've never heard of. So I don't know what that's about. I just kind of made a new one, but yeah, only 2 issues I've ever really had was people pulling in skim 8 stuff and it shrinking for whatever reason. But and again, I sold thousands of these things. So if there was any other issues that people were having with the recirculating in general, and that's the point of me saying that, is that I probably would have heard of it by now. So I think you're pretty safe to say that your skimmers are going to be fine performance wise. Where do you keep your nutrients at? So I do have a broad range that I like to keep them in. But for me specifically, about 5 ppm of nitrates is kind of where I'm at, and 0.1 is kind of where I like to be on phosphates. It's nothing too crazy, but there's some leeway there. So you can do 3 to 5 ppm usually on average, even 3 to 7 ppm of nitrates is pretty acceptable. And then 0.05, 0.07 to 0.15 is pretty common for phosphates as well. So yeah, nothing too crazy there. But did I miss something there? Maybe I hope I answered your question right on that one, buddy. Travis, have you ever used Brightwell's Reef biofuel? I have not, but I do know somebody who has, and it's been pretty good. So, if you guys, Sam, you've been here forever, but because you have the coolest thumbnail ever. I hope that's not really, that's got to be from a movie, but if it is you, that's kudos on the hair, by the way. But I usually don't jump out because it's a business, right? So I try not to move into things that I don't necessarily need. I kind of have a set type of supplements and products and foods and all that stuff that I use, and I just stick with it because it works, right? So a lot of this new stuff coming out, I'm not familiar with, but I do know people who use it and give me feedback and stuff on it. So here we go. Does recirculating CO2 scrubber reduce? I think I did that already. I never knew how much of a difference in coral growth when pH goes from 7.8 to 8, almost double. Yeah, there's definitely a lot more growth up in those the 8 to 8.1, 8.2, 8.3 range. And listen, if you're running a calcium reactor, your Chaeto is not enough to bring those levels up. That's fine. You can add a CO2 scrubber and all that kind of stuff if you want. But yeah, I mean it works for sure. Let's see here. Did you do their walkthrough troubleshooting on the error? I started reading that and I got distracted. I'm not ashamed to admit that, Caleb. But I will do that. But everything that I read so far was to like clean it out and kind of go from there. But yeah, I will. I'll go through that. I definitely will. For sure. Yeah, I'll try. Neptune's pretty good about returning. Their customer service is pretty good. I won't lie about that. They're pretty good. Give credit where credit's due. My elk has went up to 9.7. Everything, excuse me, everything is happy. I want to run it about 8.5. I turned off dosing pumps for now. If I just let it come down naturally, would that be slow enough? Any ideas? Well, it depends on how fast it or what your normal consumption is. I mean, let's just compare my tank now and then what it was when it was in this video. So when I had the tank in this video, if I left my calcium reactor off for half a day, my alkalinity would plummet because obviously the consumption is pretty high. But now with my current situation, with it just being little bitty frags, I can leave it off for 2 days and it will be fine. There's no issues. So you have to kind of see what your system is consuming. All right. So if your system is actively consuming a lot on a normal basis, and you just turn it off, you might have an issue. So, so just keep that in mind. It wouldn't hurt to, turn it off for half a day, kind of see how much it drops, gives you a general idea of what it's going to be like. But you want to test consistently during that period while it's off, just so you don't have it drop down too quickly. But 9.7 isn't even that high. 9.5 used to be a pretty stable range for me. So realistically, if it's not going up, it's fine. All right. Do you recommend American Pinpoint pH monitor? Is it accurate? I heard it's accurate. I've never used it, but I heard good things. I think Pat Murphy has one of those. I almost want to say he has that one, but yeah, I mean, America made. No, it's probably made in China. Anyways, can the American Pinpoint pH probe be placed next to the skimmer where there's microbubbles? I would not put a pH probe or a temp probe or any probe in general next to a skimmer where there's microbubbles. I think you're just asking for issues. So I would not do that if you can help it. Hey, it's Salty Reef. Had to make a new channel. Did you sell the low boys? Yeah, I did not sell the low boys. They're still there. I haven't decided if I'm going to yet. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just kind of, I got the tub. I'm growing stuff out. I am going to sell the Lobo though. Now, I haven't decided if I'm going to sell the whole thing or I'm going to frag it out into like 8 different chunks and keep one for myself. I'm probably going to do that, but I'm going to need some kind of special saw because there's no chance that this thing is fitting. And the reason why I'm selling it or considering selling it is just too big. It's too big for the low boys. I was going to put it in a separate tank when I do my next build, but I can't even imagine 2 more years of this thing growing out since it's already been growing for 6 years now. It's just too big. And it would need a tank that's at least 3 foot wide to even handle it now. So I can't even imagine what that's going to be when I let it go. So I'm thinking about fragging it out and selling it chunk by chunk for like, it won't be cheap, but it won't be what it would be if you bought the whole thing for sure. But as for the low boys, you can hit me up on my email. I'm still debating on what I want to do because if I'm going to grow coral and keep growing and building up the stuff, I might need those 2 tanks in the future because the tub might not be enough. But then again, I could always buy another tub if I really needed to, right? So, yeah, the low boys are for sale. This is what I do, man. I'm just fucking talking to myself. Anyways, yeah, you hit me up if you want the low boys. Oh, boy. Wow, that was interesting. Okay. You guys better not judge me on that conversation. Anyways, I've used it. Works well in conjunction with Microbacter 7. Okay, great. And Andrea knows everything. So there you go. Yeah. I have a bare bottom tank, been dosing 0.06 ppm neophos every day and drops to 0 the next day. Will it ever stop doing this? Rock keeps absorbing Aquaforce rock. I feel like I'm an idiot because I don't know what we're talking about here. I feel dumb. I don't know. Like, okay, so you have a bare bottom tank. You're dosing 0.06 ppm neophos every day. It drops to 0. Okay, so you're dosing every day. It drops to 0. What's wrong with the current level? Like, what's wrong with 0.06? Like, what's wrong with that? That's not even that bad. Why are you dosing it then? That level's fine. Yeah, I mean, I need some more information, bro. Because I mean, that level's not even that bad. I don't know why you're dosing it. If I leave my elk at 9.7, should I up my calcium from 400? I use 2-part BRS. Just leave it alone, man. Just leave it alone. Just let it drop down if you want it. I mean, your calcium's 400. It's fine. I mean, you're within the safe range. To be honest with you, the only time I've ever tested calcium is if the Trident doesn't. It's really not that big of a deal. I would say just make sure your alkalinity doesn't plummet when you turn off the dosing pumps. As I said before, I dose equal parts of 2-part. A lot of people don't do that, but that's how I've done. I've been successful with that. So, what the fuck was that? Man, I'll tell you, some of you guys send me messages that are just like, did that just come out of your mouth? Okay. Whew, alrighty. I gotta, man, what the fuck? Okay. All right. Man, life. Anyways, hey Travis, what's your light schedule? I run blue channel 13 hours, white channel for 10 hours. That's about what I run. I think it's 14:10 for me. And then I have T5s that kick on after the lights ramp up and before they ramp down, they turn off. But that's about my schedule. That sounds right. But either way, I have a video on that in the 300-gallon playlist, a more in-depth video. I do. Thanks for finally admitting it. Yeah, well, sometimes you just got to make someone feel good about themselves. So you're welcome. What's the last thing you ate? I had chicken and collard greens tonight for dinner with mixed vegetables in there as well. So yeah, that's the last thing I ate. Thanks. We're gonna do this for like another 3 minutes, and I gotta go, guys. What do you think of Tropic Marine All Reef? Tropic Marine All for Reef. I haven't used it. It's one of those products that I haven't used before, but I've heard really good things about it. Again, I haven't used it personally. I've talked about this before, but I've heard good things about it. So I think based on the reviews that I've seen and what I've heard, you're probably safe to use it. Have you or do you know anyone that is using the Orbit R3024 LED lights? I have not used them. I don't know anybody personally who has used them. You guys are sending me questions I don't know shit about, man. I might have to get that 20-year pro in here to answer all these questions, or at least lie to you about them. Anyways, I have not used that light. If you've been here, Patrick, I'm sure you know. If you've been here, I'm more of I did Chinese black boxes like way back, like 5 years ago. Did really well with those, but I'm more of a T5 hybrid with with Radions, or I use Kessel. That's kind of where I'm at now. But yeah, I have not used that light before. Tanks too young. I bet it's not feeding anything. Okay. Oh, what did you just see? No, we'll talk about it later. What's up, Travis? Ever quarantine a fish with copper power and Prezi at the same time? I have. Depending on the fish, it's I wouldn't do it with wrasses. I've gotten away with it with tangs, but they were hardier tangs, not the little bitty tangs. That's probably no, that's Wu Tang. Sorry, I thought maybe that was a band, but it's just do one or the other. But you can do both if you want. I just prefer if the fish is kind of not happy, you might add a little bit unnecessary stress. So copper alone can take care of a majority of things. So just do that. All right, I'm going to be out of here in 2 minutes. This went by quick. Damn, I'm out in 2 minutes, guys. I'm seriously considering replacing my Cal RX with All for Reef. 0.2 DKH is daily consumption. My Cal is not running at full. I think All for Reef will be more easy. Well, if you're going to do it, if you're going to make a transition, do it sooner or later, because once the tank gets full and you got more fluctuations to deal with and possible coral death. Listen, I recommend for anybody who's just dabbling into what method they think they might like to do it early on in the reef tank's life cycle, so that way you're not killing off giant colonies when you fuck it up later, basically. I put the dosing pump back on and let it do its thing. Everything is happy at the level it is. Roll with it. Yeah, if everything's happy, man, don't need to micromanage or chase numbers. Just understand when you get to a higher end range of whatever numbers we might be dealing with. In this case, it's alkalinity. So if it's between 7 and 11 DKH is recommended. When you're sitting at 7.5 or 10.5, then you're too close to a range that might be unacceptable if it was to jump up farther or go past that threshold, and you can cause unnecessary stress. So that's why we recommend between like an 8 or a 9.5 or an 8 and a 10, something like that. So you're good. I mean, if it's fine, leave it alone. What's the best type of cleaner hermit crab? Blue legs are super cool, man. But if you got snails that are, could be small enough or whatever size that those hermit crabs can move into their shells, you're going to be missing some snails. So keep that in mind. But anyways, guys, I got to head out. I got stuff I got to get done. Sorry for the short stream. Again, if you want to support me in my next fight, that link will be in the description. Anything perfect. Whatever you can do, I appreciate it. And make sure you guys leave a comment on my page that you donate to. Appreciate that. Tell me you got me from YouTube or whatever. Say what's up. No dirty jokes. Save that for the Discord. By the way, I updated the link for that. So that's it, guys. I got to go get some stuff done. I will see you tomorrow with another video. All right. Peace.